So if you don't know yourself, you will have a hard time being capable of identifying how a specific risk is going to be affecting you.
That's a very tough one.
You basically look about your future.
What do you think is the challenge?
Being capable of standing up again and continue the fight.
I know that you are very an expert on this.
Start thinking about what are the consequences of something happening in the other side of the world. Today, basically, if we have to provide a strict formal definition of it, is what organizations are supposed to do. Because of whatever happens, they lose their critical resources. Organizations use resources to operate. Human resources, financial resources, operational resources, a factory, a building, you name it. Even suppliers. And if they are in a situation where they lose these resources or one of these resources, they have to find ways to continue operating, either with replacement resources or with degraded mode resources that they have to care about. So that's why we have two notions in business continuity. We have the business continuity. How do I continue without my critical resources? And disaster recovery. How do I recover as quickly as possible resources to help the business continue?
I know that you are very an expert on this, and you have helped a lot of companies through your career. And as Abilene advisors, you help many companies right now with this. Do you think companies are now more prepared about these two paths that you are showing us, or are they still lacking a lot of efforts behind?
It is today very difficult to still convincing organizations about being prepared for the worst.
Really? Because I mean, recently years we have seen COVID.
Yeah,
We have
but
seen the wars, which it's
that's
something that are
probably one of the worst reasons for it. COVID has shown to organizations that they can cope with it. Basically, they
really.
through everybody,
But even
everyone.
for general public, as an individual, I did see that I went to the supermarket. I didn't find many things that I was like,
Yeah,
you
during
know,
what, a
like
couple of weeks, and then it was all normal again.
true.
A lot of organizations decided that they were prepared because they went through the COVID without being harmed. And that was a very bad signal because they are now convinced that they can cope with everything, which is not the case.
Do you have examples of this?
Yeah, definitely. We have one of our customers, it's a large NGO, non-governmental organization. And when the COVID started, they started sending people home to work from home, and they had nothing in terms of business continuity. They were ignorant.
Okay, zero.
Business continuity, and they decided that they would need business continuity plans to do what to do. So basically, they took a couple of months to prepare them, and now they're ready. They're good. They say, if we know what to do, if we have a major pandemic or a system that is running out of commission. But the problem is that business continuity is nothing like this. Business continuity incident can come in so many forms that basically it's not about having a couple of plans. It's about being prepared. Being prepared means performing risk analysis, analyzing all this type of risks that you might be suffering from, and not only when the pandemic is here, being capable of seeing the pandemic several weeks, several months before all the others. This is what business continuity is about. It's about anticipation. It's about being prepared.
Can you do this really? I don't know. Think forward and see what might come with business continuity.
today there are a few organizations in the world which are actually doing this as a service for most of the organizations. They are doing it as a paid service, obviously, but they provide all this type of information. You probably heard about some of them. International SOS,
Yes.
risk control.
And
There
some
are so
others.
many. They basically provide you with all the international risks that might be affecting you as an international company, or about risks, that are far away in time and distance, but might come and affect you as an organization. This is what risk management is about. Risk assessment is performing a 360 degrees horizontal scan of basically what is happening in the world. There's an epidemic in Wuhan. How is this affecting me? I have offices in Singapore. Yeah, that might be affecting me because there's a lot of traffic there. And how this pandemic is affecting the people there. And so you basically start thinking about what are the consequences of something happening in the other side of the world.
That must be very tough to map.
There it is. One of our customers basically said, this customer has warehouses and operations all around the world, including in places that you wouldn't think there's something happening there, in Kyiv and in the Gaza Strip.
Okay, look at
And
that.
he ended up basically moving the people from Kiev to Poland, from the Gaza Strip to Jordan, or some a few days before the event happened. And
No,
basically,
really.
he said it was like being caught, with your
Yeah.
trousers in the ankles at the latest time to do it. And basically, this is what he wants to avoid now: to be prepared, to know, to have a danger map of what is happening in the world, and being capable of understanding how situations evolve and knowing when you need to intervene to mitigate the
To
risk.
keep your business ongoing.
Yep.
I just have two more questions for you. First one, what do you think is the challenge, the number one challenge for business continuities and, well, in general, companies?
Number one challenge today,
Yes.
I would say, being capable of knowing yourself, because business continuity is about understanding, as I said, the risks around the world, and being capable of understanding how these risks might be affecting you as an organization. So if you don't know yourself, basically, you will have a hard time being capable of identifying how a specific risk is going to be affecting you. If you do not know that the fire burns, you basically are going to put your hand in.
Put on there.
Well, that is the first thing: is knowing yourself, being capable of performing a introspection, and this introspection can be done in multiple ways. And you have on Google, you have hundreds, thousands of tools to perform this type of analysis. And one of these analysis is called what we call the business impact analysis. So basically, how does a specific event, a business continuity event, affects my business financially, operationally, legally, contractually, you name it.
And who should be the one doing this assessment? Is it the CEO? Is it the team that is gathered?
It is definitely a top management responsibility. It's a top management prerogative, for the simple reason is that it's about the future of the organization. So who else than the top management should be considering this?
If you have one advice to give to a company or a team that wants to start business continuity efforts, which advice would it be?
Call professionals. Professional help is important. Although business continuity is mostly about common sense, and it's something you intuitively do at home all the time. You basically look about your future. Although it's common sense, it requires to apply it to your organization to know where to start from.
The how to, that's a very tough one. I think anyone with a profession expertise, we understand the how to is tough to understand.
And I know people that I actually trained on business continuity that came back to me and say, yeah, actually we trained, we have a certificate and everything, but we don't know how to start. So call a professional.
Call professional, call Abilene Advisors.
Yes. And there are many professionals, but we have good experience on it.
Thank you, Henri.
Thank you.